Historical figure Trump. Untold Stories Episode 3. Master of the Spotlight. Trump's media game. Before the age of influencers, before TikTok, YouTube, or even reality television as we know it, Donald Trump understood one truth better than almost anyone: attention is currency. From his earliest days as a real estate developer in New York, Trump wasn't just building buildings. He was constructing a myth, a persona, a spectacle that demanded attention, fed off controversy, and danced with scandal. His genius wasn't merely in real estate. It was in image making and in mastering the mechanics of media. Long before most moguls even considered their public perception, Trump was treating the media like a chessboard. Each quote was a pawn, each interview a rook, each television appearance a queen. From gossip columns to primetime news, Trump played the long game, not to control the press, but to become inseparable from it. His journey into the media spotlight began in the 1970s, when New York City was a stage of glitz, grime, and gossip. At a time when developers stayed quiet and reserved, Trump burst through the velvet curtain with flair. He befriended journalists, staged photo ops, leaked exclusives, and knew every editor who mattered. He became a staple in Page 6, the infamous New York Post column known for mixing scandal and celebrity. Behind the scenes, he created myths around himself. One infamous trick? Posing as his own publicist under the alias John Barron, calling journalists to drop juicy tidbits about Trump's wealth, his love life, and his power. Reporters now say they suspected it, but ran with it anyway, because Trump made good copy. He was outrageous, audacious, and entertaining. In a media landscape driven by attention, he became the perfect storm. He understood instinctively that in America, the loudest voice wins. While other billionaires avoided tabloids, Trump fed them. While others hid from scandal, he turned it into a brand. Divorce? Front page. Business failure? Spin it into comeback. Lawsuit? A chance to give an exclusive quote. The press didn't chase Trump. He chased them, seduced them, used them. And he didn't stop with print. He took to TV with the same hunger. Local news, morning shows, late-night appearances. Trump was everywhere. He was brash, confident, and magnetic in front of a camera. In interviews, he never backed down. He exaggerated, he provoked, he sold the dream of Trump. It didn't matter whether it was real. What mattered was that people watched. One of Trump's early turning points came with the construction of Trump Tower, completed in 1983. More than a building, it was a set piece, a gilded temple to Trump's ego. With gold-plated fixtures, a waterfall in the atrium, and marble imported from Italy, it screamed wealth. Trump gave endless interviews inside its shimmering halls, calling it the most luxurious building ever built. Every feature was exaggerated for media impact. And it worked. The tower became a symbol of excess, of ambition, of Donald J. Trump. The media loved it. They toured it. They quoted him endlessly. And as more projects followed, casinos in Atlantic City, hotels in Florida, golf courses abroad, Trump's empire sprawled outward, and the myth of the man expanded. But Trump didn't merely rely on opulence. He crafted feuds with Rosie O'Donnell, with Barbara Walters, with other real estate tycoons, with mayors and models. He provoked and poked, creating just enough heat to stay in the headlines. He understood that the media needs villains as much as it needs heroes. Sometimes he was both. As the years passed, Trump turned his name into a brand. Trump was no longer a person, it was a product. Slap the name on anything and it sold. Trump Steaks, Trump Vodka, Trump Airlines, Trump University. Even when ventures failed, they still added to the mythos. The point wasn't always profit, it was presence. But his ultimate media conquest came in 2004 with the premiere of The Apprentice. On national television, Trump played himself, the decisive, dominant boss of a glittering empire. The show became an instant hit. "You're fired" entered the cultural lexicon. Millions tuned in weekly, not for the contestants, but for Trump. He looked powerful, presidential, larger than life. It didn't matter that the boardroom was staged or that the business lessons were vague. To viewers, Trump was success personified. He used The Apprentice as more than entertainment. It was propaganda, a long-form commercial for the Trump brand. It made him palatable to middle America, respected by CEOs and known by teenagers. It elevated him from a regional figure to a national one. From that moment on, Trump wasn't just rich, he was a star. But Trump wasn't done. As Twitter grew in popularity, he found a new megaphone. At first, his tweets were business updates and self-promotion, but soon they evolved into something more: provocation. He attacked celebrities, he argued with journalists, he commented on politics, and the more outrageous he became, the more followers he gained. Each tweet was like a press release, bypassing editors and going straight to the public, unfiltered, instant, raw. Trump didn't just use Twitter, he dominated it. By the mid-2010s, Trump had become the most covered non-politician in politics. He flirted with presidential runs for years, often dismissed as a joke. But every tease got him headlines. Every soundbite sparked debate. He didn't have a campaign machine, he had the media. When he finally launched his official run in 2015, many thought it was another publicity stunt. But his mastery of attention turned it into something else. He crowded out rivals with soundbites. He didn't need ad budgets, his rallies were broadcast for free. His tweets became news segments, his insults became memes. Trump didn't just run for president, he hacked the media. Critics called it chaos, journalists called it a nightmare, supporters called it genius. But one thing was clear: it worked. In the age of social media, Trump was perfectly adapted. His tone matched the internet. Brash, fast, emotional, and meme-worthy. He didn't follow the script. He rewrote it. When called out for falsehoods, he doubled down. When challenged, he escalated. And through it all, he kept the spotlight. Always. Even scandals became fuel. The Access Hollywood tape survived it. Impeachments survived them. Investigations, he turned them into battle cries. No matter what, Trump stayed on screen. In the end, Trump's greatest business wasn't real estate, it wasn't steaks or casinos or vodka. His greatest business was attention. He commodified it, monetized it, weaponized it. He became a brand, a media engine, a narrative force. He knew how to provoke outrage, generate loyalty, and keep the camera rolling. He turned the rules of publicity inside out, and then used those broken rules to build an empire. This episode of Trump's Untold Story isn't about buildings or balance sheets. It's about the spotlight, the camera, the tweet, the quote, the myth. It's about how Donald Trump became a master of modern media, not by obeying its rules, but by bending it to his will. Coming up next, we move from television screens to casino floors, from headlines to high stakes. In the next episode, the dazzling world of Atlantic City, where Trump placed his biggest bets. This is historical figure, Donald Trump, Untold Stories. Stay tuned.